Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Tiffany Travels, where we help women and families travel, build wealth, and live richer. So, on my channel, you'll find travel vlogs from around the world, as well as videos for financial independence. Nothing would make me happier, and nothing would give me more joy than to get an email from you, a DM from you, saying that as a result of watching my videos, that you have saved over $10,000 and traveled to over 10 countries. So I just am currently on a career break and I'm in Paris. I started this 30-day break in Paris, and I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about that. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is how I got to Paris. So, this trip is me, my mom, and my daughter. And we are here. We flew from JFK to CDG, Charles de Gaulle Airport, and it was on points. So it was 27,000 points per person, and it was also $5.60 per person. So I think that is an amazing deal. And I definitely think that people need to. Hey, hey, Dee. You said this is lovely. I hope you are having a blast. I am. I am. I missed you guys. And so I figured I'm going to come on here and say, hey, I was just talking about how I got here a fabulous time. A fabulous time. I was just talking about how I got here on points. I interviewed at Going Farther Going Farther Together, and they were telling me about how they travel using points. So my mom had some points on American Airlines, and we booked. And the thing is that with points, you have to watch it because it could go up, it could go down. So I think at one point it was maybe 50,000 points. And we were like, okay, that's not going to work. And then we checked the next day and it was 27,000 points per person. So we did 27,000 points and $5.60 per person to go from JFK to Charles de Gaulle. And so I need for y'all to know that you can do it too. You can take your career breaks, you can take your month vacay, and it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. So JB is here. Hi. Good to see you. We have digital course doula. Hi. Nice to see you. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to tell you guys about. Use points whenever possible because it could save a couple of $1,000s on your trip, and then it doesn't have to be so expensive. The next thing I wanted to say is I wanted to talk more about how I'm affording to travel for a month with my daughter in Europe. And basically, it's not rocket science, it's not super complicated. All I did is very simple. All I did was I set aside money every paycheck, every month, and it just accumulated over the course of a year. So I have a travel fund. I have multiple funds. That's just how I do my budgeting. How I do my budgeting is I have a like checking account or a high yield saving account for everything that I want to do. So I have one for expenses, I have one for like leisure activities, I have one for travel, I have one for I have one for my rental. I have a rental property. So I have an account just for that, for reserves. So I have different buckets so that I know that I can do the things that I want to do. So for travel, I put aside a certain amount every time I get paid, whether that's my commission checks through my business or whatever it is. I put aside a certain amount, and then I have this money to spend here in Europe. So it's not super complicated. It's not super complicated. I didn't do anything fancy. I just put aside some money and that's it. So let me check the comments here. Okay. Um Jet lag. Okay. That jet lag was so serious coming from East Coast time and then getting here to Paris. It took us like a few days. I'm still like not on their time because it's midnight here and I'm pretty up. I'm pretty like okay. So when we first got here, it took a toll on my daughter because she's young and the kids they don't adjust to the time difference as easily, so she was up in the middle of the night, she was like sleeping in the daytime, but I think now we are pretty, we're getting adjusted even though they're up now. Hello from Nana and baby girl. They're up in the hotel room. It's midnight here, so I think we're still not adjusted to the time. D says, will you visit other cities and countries during your time away? Yeah, we're going to Munich, Germany, and we're going to Italy because I love Italy. So we're going to Florence and Pisa and maybe Lucca. So I've heard really good things about Lucca. So I'm like, okay, I got to try it out and see how that is. And also Belgium, which is where I am now. So we left Paris a couple of days ago and we're in Belgium now. I know Italy is great. Dee says she loves Italy as well. Okay, the jet lag. The other thing that I thought was super crazy while I was out here is the sunsets in Paris. So the sunsets at like in the summertime, because we're in summer now, it sets at like 10:30. So we go to visit the Eiffel Tower and we hang out at the park that's right in front of the Eiffel Tower. And it's like still light in the air at like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. It's so interesting how I think that's why they eat later because the sun sets so much later. And it sun rises about the same time as it does in the US. So like around, I don't know, 6 or so, the sun is up, but it is up all day. And we are further north, so it does make sense that they are going to get more hours of daylight because we're farther north. So that's just a cool thing to be outside at a restaurant and it's like 9, 10, and it looks like, what we would think is 7 or 8 p.m. in the US. So I thought that was cool. The other thing about Paris in particular, hold on. The other thing about Paris is that every every producer has its own shop. So there was like the fromagerie, which is where you get your cheese, and then there's like the bakery, and there's the butcher, there's the fish market, there's the sweets. Like there's all these different specialty shops, which you can find in the US as well, but it's super common here. So it's not like there's one butcher and you go there to get your fresh meats. There's multiple butchers within a short walk. There's multiple cheese shops within a short walk. There's multiple bakeries within a short walk. There's multiple places where you can get you know, a macaroon, like a macaroon shop within a short walk. So if you wanted to do like the freshest of everything, you can do that, and you don't have to go to the grocery store and sacrifice quality. So it was really, really interesting. D says skip pizza unless you just want to see the leaning tower. Um, okay. Okay. I guess yeah. I did want to see the tower and I did want to just see like the other cities around. Yeah, unless you just want to see the leaning tower. I wanted to check out the other cities around Florence because Florence is kind of pricey, but I wanted to see like is Lucca, is Pisa, is I think is Arezzo, is it a little cheaper for a longer term stay? Like if I were to stay in an Airbnb, would I like staying in Pisa for a couple weeks? From what you're saying, it sounds like no. But how could the food has to be delicious? Is the food not delicious in Pisa? If they have delicious food and cheaper accommodations, it might be somewhere I could go for like 2 weeks or so. So I wanted to try that. I just wanted to see what it's like. So my mom says the fruit and vegetable shops. We walked around one day in Paris in a town called Montmartre. I think is how you say it. Montmartre. I noticed the French, they like roll their R's. So it's Montmartre. Um, and they had the brightest fruits and vegetables. So the strawberries were as red as my nails. No lie, no exaggeration. It was as red as my nails. Super sweet. It was like everything was super fresh, super ripe, super sweet. It was just everything that we ate was like wow. Like the strawberries super delicious. Like now I know why they love strawberries so much. Whipped cream, it is not like it is in the US. The whipped cream is thick. It will not melt. Like it's so good. Um, Everything was just so delicious. Yeah, you've got to come just to eat. So the croissants, we found a bakery. Oh, okay. JB says if you're driving, stop for fruits along the road. I imagine they're probably really, really good. Okay. So we went to this bakery called Alexine in Montmartre, and they had these croissants, and the croissants are so flaky. Like you bite into them, and the flakes just like fall to the ground. It's super, super, super flaky. Then the other thing we noticed is that they deliver. So that place makes fresh bread every day. You can see them making it, but there are places where they get the croissants delivered every morning. So we would walk around in the morning time and we would see like delivery trucks delivering bread every morning. So you know the pastries are fresh, the croissants are fresh, the eclair was fresh. Everything was super fresh, made that day. It's so good. Everything's so delicious. Food. Europe knows how to do food. Like that is what I came for. I'm a traveler that goes for the food, and Paris did not disappoint. So, okay. Okay, I tried the foie gras. All right. I tried it because, why not? I'm in Paris, just try new things and see how it goes. I did not like the foie gras. This was, first of all, it's served cold. It's duck liver. It's served cold, and it's like a spread, and you spread it on bread. It comes with bread, and it also came with like a jam, like an apricot spread. So it was not for me. The foie gras was not for me. Okay, I was like, what is this? Ye- Okay, we tried the chocolate in Paris and in Belgium. Um, Delicious. In both places, it is so delicious. Just food in Europe, they have it so made when it comes to food. What else did we have? Okay, so the other thing in Paris was there were a lot of Italian restaurants, which, is very understandable since it's so close to Italy. But when I say a lot, it was like every other restaurant was an Italian restaurant. Either that or my eye is just looking for them and picks it up. It's like, ooh, pizza, ooh, pasta, ooh, gelato. It was like every other. Um, I'm downstairs in the lobby. Downstairs in the lobby, and they're restocking for tomorrow. So that you might hear the bottles being restocked. Yeah, so every other restaurant in Paris was an Italian restaurant. So I was thinking in the future, maybe I can just come to Paris and get my Italian food fix because I gotta get my fresh, real Italian food like once a year. But maybe I can just come here because it was the same as as you would find in Italy. Okay, we tried the duck confit, and this is just like duck legs, and it comes in like a sauce, like a ginger, like a sweet sauce. Delicious. The duck faux, no. The duck confit, yes, that was good. We stayed in an Airbnb in Mamach, and that area has a lot of shops. So if you want to stay somewhere in Paris that's super walkable, I'm going to put it on the screen so that you know how to spell it. It is Mamach. So this area here is super walkable. So anything that you're looking for, like anything like restaurants, ice cream shops, if you want like aperitivo, um, super walkable. JB says that I found that in Europe they eat everything on the pig from the rooter to the tutor. I bet. I bet. So we have a couple people who have joined. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a video. On this channel, we talk about travel and also financial independence. Okay, so I also did a photo shoot in Paris. So I'm still waiting to get back the edited pictures, but it was super exciting to do the photo shoot right by the Eiffel Tower. It was my daughter and I, and that was so memorable. Like, I'm going to remember this forever. So if you're ever in Paris and you need a photographer, I can definitely recommend one. So, the layout of Paris. Paris is just it was built with intention. You know, I'm from New York originally, and New York they just put buildings anywhere. So you walk and there's a building. You walk and there's a building. It's you don't there's no like line of sight in New York. But here they built this city in Paris with intention. So there's a line of sight to the Eiffel Tower. There's a line of sight to the Arc de Triomphe. There's a line of sight to their monuments. So even if you're far away, you can still see it, and they don't build anything tall in the surrounding areas. So you can see it, you just look up and you see it. So that's really cool how it's in a circle, and then all of their streets kind of lead to this one center monument. It reminds me of DC, where you have like the monuments, for example, the White House, and you can see it from far, and you have these clean lines that go right to it. Very, very pretty layout. And then I also wanted to talk to you guys. Oh, JB says, I love the dress you were wearing. Baby girl's outfit too. Thank you so much. I really like that dress. It was very pretty. Her dress was pretty. I posted some pictures from the shoot, but those are just the ones that my mom took. So I'm still waiting for the edited ones from the photographer. So I'm excited to get those back. JB says that's like the layout for Vancouver. I don't think I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Canada, but I went to whatever city is super close to Niagara Falls, which I think is Toronto. I went, yeah, yeah, no, Vancouver is all the way on the west. I'm remembering now. I have not been. Um, Okay, so it's like Vancouver. I'll have to check that out. I like cities like that where you can see, like, they put a lot of design and intention into it when they were building it, and it's just super clean. Not clean like litter, but like the lines are super clean. Um, that was cool. Paris is like any other big city, so of course there's litter. A month abroad with kids. So this has been interesting because I have a young child. She's 4, and she is used to playing and running around on the playground and being active. She's used to coloring and doing some kind of art and craft and doing, playground for at least 90 minutes a day, and she's used to structure, like, same regimented time schedule for getting up, doing your arts, doing your lessons, doing your lunch, doing this, that, and then play, run, bed. So traveling, we're not on as much of a times like structured daily. We're doing the same thing every day. We're not. We're just getting up and exploring the city, and then she hasn't been doing the same amount of running. And so she is super active and super busy. So I'm going to have to find a balance. I'm going to have to maybe research what other people are doing with kids, if they're going to like playgrounds or what are they doing? Because a month is a long time to not have just time to play. But we are going to Legoland over the next few days. So maybe that'll be an opportunity for her to just run and get some energy out. We shall see. Um, but yes, that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. The macaroons are delicious. The croissants are delicious. Every single thing we tried from the bakery was just so delicious. You know what's crazy? It's crazy that they have access to this all the time, every day. Like, this is just normal. Like, delicious foods, freshly made, is just normal. I come here and I'm like, "Oh my god, wow. You have a cheese shop that's all they do. They just specialize in this. Wow." Okay, and they're like, "Yeah, like why would we buy cheese from anywhere else?" It's just a different mindset, and it's so interesting. Um but yeah, I wanted to come on here and say hey to you guys. It's been a while. I wanted to share about my trip, and I will be posting, but probably not soon. Probably when I get back, I'll make some videos. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Remember to subscribe if you are just joining us and like the video. And that's it. Bye.